Oh yeah. Also, this is Ibn Sina, right? Ibn Sina. If you just want to know about some of the contributions, you can. I often come across a lot of atheists on this app who just are Islamophobic, right? And Islamophobic don't always look like hate, direct hate, like I hate you as a person. But you have pages on here that are dedicated to spewing anti-religious rhetoric, but they a lot of times focus on Islam. Christianity gets its shade as well. And I can't lie, I agree with a lot of the stuff that they say. But a lot of times, because of emotions, people come in and kind of lump them together. They're anti-religious, so the two main religions, being Islam and Christianity, are going to catch all of the heat. Now, I came across this one particular page, African sister, I'm not sure which country, and she had Arab. He was Arab. He was Arab. I don't know if he was Syrian or I think he might have been Syrian. I'm not sure. Come on here and they talking about how Muslims haven't contributed anything to science, and that the Quran teachers don't think, and that Muslims have been stagnant because of religion, because we don't contribute anything to society, and we're ignorant. We're all of the negative things you can think of, right? So I typically don't join these lives because it's I know these people haven't. They're probably not the reading type, right? But me being a scientist, I come on and I say, hey, I'm a scientist. What misconceptions do you have about Muslims not contributing to science? So they tried to test me on science things or whatever. So I'm like, hold on. The first thing I said was, do y'all have y'all ever heard of algebra? Muslims introduced algorithms. They introduced number zero, like all of these different things. And we can. It's not. This is not an argument about whether the Arabs or the Africans did it first or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that Muslims have been contributing to the scientific realm as well as many other realms, spirituality and philosophy, psychology, but specifically science, right? And they asked me, oh well, if you're a scientist, prove it. Da, 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 da. You don't understand science. Science is nothing but a tool. You can't believe in science. I said, believing in science is like saying I believe in a hammer. You know what I'm saying? I told them science is a tool that we use to understand natural phenomena. uh, no, that don't sound right. Da, 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 da. They go to the dictionary. I say, yeah, that's the textbook dictionary, but I can tell that y'all don't read, so I'm not going to I'm not going to tell y'all something that you don't understand. Yeah, see, this is more, Muslim, stupid. I mean, da 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 da. I'm like, have you ever heard of algebra? Like, the irony of it is that they didn't even understand because they ended up kicking me off the live because they didn't want to let me talk. They didn't want they just wanted to spit they nonsense. They didn't understand when I was saying, have you ever heard of algebra and algorithms? They didn't tie the two together that these were additions, Islamic additions to the field of science. They never got that. They just they kicked me off the live and they start talking about, oh, he lying, he not a scientist, yada yada yada, yada, yada. And that became the whole thing. And then they just moved on to the next person. And I realized that just like this app is not the place to learn your religion, this app is not the place to convince people who believe that they already know everything that Allah is the one true God and that Islam is the true way of life, right? Some people, now I'm not saying that that can't happen for some people, because some people are genuinely curious and genuinely are seeking for some type of clarity and what they worship, who they worship. So those genuine people you can reach, but they'll find you mostly. You know what I'm saying? They'll mostly find you. Rarely are you going to go onto these platforms on somebody else's live and convince them that what they saying is BS. Oh yeah. Also, this is Ibn Sina, right? Ibn Sina. If you just want to know about some of the contributions, you can look up. He's more modern scientist, philosopher, um, practitioner of Islam, and he is basically was a savant. And it was only recently that medical schools in America stopped using his book. Hold on, let me show you. This is one of his. This is one volume of his expansive collection of books or a series of books that he's written, and one of them, the Canon of Medicine, was a required reading for med students. And this is a book that's, I mean, Ibn Sina lived, 10th going into the 11th century, and I mean, his work is expansive, man. Like when you look at his life, and this is just one of the people that can be identified, that can be isolated and identified for the many contributions that Muslims have made to the world in general, but particularly to science.